Oye, qué bien cantado. Oye, qué bien cantado.
As a kid, I traveled all over the world, and my parents took me, and I was a year and a half when I first was in Guatemala, for instance. So, although I was born in Holland, my youth was spent in Latin America. And since I have also moved a lot, when you move a lot, when you travel a lot and you move, you change from situations all the time. You have to learn to orientate yourself very quickly and very precisely. If you think, if you're only for a year or a year and a half in a country and you make friends with a stupid guy, you lost your year and a half and you didn't have a friend. So immediately you have to judge the people by what you think will magnetize with you. So these are all years that are very, very conscious. So I was always very aware also as a kid that the cumbia in Argentina, because I lived in Argentina from 6 till 12, that the cumbia there, although it sounded like a beautiful music, was considered too low class. Argentinians really liked to emulate as much as possible Europe, so they didn't want to be associated in their culture with the cumbia. But this was already in the 60s. Then I went back to Europe. I've done a lot of things. I've been filming. Then I had a group of art, Institute for Affordable Lunacy it's called, with whom I also made like hundreds and hundreds of pirate radio programs in Amsterdam. And then at a certain moment I decided to take up again my elastic bands with Latin America. There is a paradox with me, because when I'm in Europe, Europeans think that there is a lack of, they think they are intelligent by being suspicious on me, you know, like they think because I'm white and whatever and I'm born in Holland, that it couldn't be authentic. You understand? So they'd rather have something authentic, looking the real authentic way, you know, color café. And so I have to, I don't even want to get in that problem, but I see it rise. Then secondly, also, in Europe there is a lot of cliché, you know, they want to hear samba, or they want to hear tango, or they want to hear reggaeton, and it's really categories. And I think the categories are really symptoms of a disease, and my music doesn't really fit into one category. And so therefore, whenever in Europe they want to be Latino, you know, my stuff doesn't really blend in very well, because it's not typical sexy reggaeton, it's not typical melodramatic tango. I have a very fast production of ideas, you know, like if you tell me now, draw something about this, I'll make 10 drawings. I mean, I'm really very fast in associating and getting several ideas that are around the subject together and giving a certain meaning. And this works with my filmmaking or with performances, or also with making songs or texts. There are songs that have to be like funny and sweet, that look like children's songs, you know, like La Hormiga, Las Malas Noticias, or La Fosforina, you know, Sexy Fosforina. Songs that really sound as if it was for a children's program. And they have to be like easy and funny, and maybe have a second level, but don't feel aggressive. And then like about the third song, it's a completely acid, bitter song, and the fourth can be a completely Dadaistic, liberating tune. So I have like a menu, like an experimental menu, you know, like you first give something sweet, then something bitter, then something acid. That's how I conceive the different lyrics of the different songs. About a year ago, more or less, a film came out, Sin Nombre, which is a film about the Maras and Salvatruchas, made Gary Fukunaga or something like that. He won several prizes in Sundance, and it's got a song of mine in it, which is La Flaca Las Coloradas, which is about a snake that doesn't want to buy a bus ticket. And it is sung in a completely pedagogic way, like to tell really the context and what happened first, what happened second, what happened third. But still it's about a snake that doesn't want to buy a bus ticket. And this song came, the film starts with that song. For me it's so incredibly beautiful that, because of course I scanned the net to see what happens with this material. And lately a lot of mostly gang members or people who want to look like gang members, but anyway, people that are completely outside of the cumbia world are writing and appreciating that song because it's in a Mara Salvatrucha film. I've been working this stuff the last 10 years, and it has been a combination of a musical work, which means I've been making songs and thinking about how to make it sound and how to work with the machines and also with musicians, because I've got a band. And on the other hand, also it has been a mediatic work. I've been working a lot to have content all over, you know, on the net, on the internet, on the radio. Speak, tell stories, have a lot of titles, draw jokes, all the time information. And this really pays off, not because you get more popular, but the people that are interested in you get really into a dialogue with you and can work with the stuff that you have developed for their own things. Last January in Chile, in the house of Pablo Neruda, in the garden of Pablo Neruda. He has got several houses all over Chile, and he's got 2 houses in Santiago, Chile. And one is the popular one that tourists go and visit, but there's another one where he has that nearly nobody knows, that is it's owned by the Communist Party, and they have in the back the replica of an amphitheater of Garcia Lorca. Pablo Neruda, when he was rich, he made a replica of a small theater that Garcia Lorca had in his garden too in Spain. And in that same amphitheater we made a festicool. In Argentina, I've been into very beautiful wild places. And one that really struck me a lot was when I played in a penitentiary in Argentina, and then you suddenly discover that lyrics that you write, of course you know that if I write a lyric about a tree, and I write about the tree that it's smiling at me, I don't know, whatever, you will understand that sentence differently than how I'm singing it. Everybody has his own way of thinking of a lyric. You know, I've been near the North Pole also in the winter, but I didn't play there, I recorded there. In Russia. Yeah, in a little town called Archangel, which is in front of, it's on the Polar Sea, and I went there in the winter because I wanted to prove for myself that you can record tropical music in the least tropical circumstances.